Do you actually think that we are these, meaty, life-filled flesh suits, or do you agree that we're something more?
Brian, that's a very loaded question. It's very clear what answer you want out of that.
I already know what's coming next after this.
I
Well, it
know.
doesn't matter how you answer, Jamie. I care less on how you answer.
Then why ask the question?
Not just so. Do you? What's going on?
I don't like talking to you. Um, we're more than just this being, like this flesh being. We're just like a suit that harbors like a higher intelligence.
Well, I'm glad you say that because it just so happens that the next thing here is, do you think that we are, let's say, five-dimensional beings who are just observing? And I really don't know how to say it other than saying, like, we're a shadow observing this being here. So if you imagine The Sims, and you can tell them to go do something and then they go do it, right?
Okay.
5D shadow would be the person up here
Playing The Sims.
playing the sim.
Okay. But like
So we're God. I don't know. What were you saying?
But in this instance, are we just like the 5D shadow controlling one person rather than all of the people in the game?
Okay, so there are a lot of different theories, Jamie. There's a bunch of theories. All right. Uh, I guess matters just on what you believe, because you could say, oh, we are a singular consciousness observing a singular body. Everything else around us, we are imagining into existence. Like, I've never been to California, but I know of California. New Orleans is fake because I've never heard a single anybody other than like House of the Rising Sun say something about New Orleans. Do you know what I'm saying?
When you talk, I can't deal with you. Did you snort Adderall today?
I'm really trying, Jamie. Okay? What do you believe?
You muddled down the question so far, I don't even know what you asked me.
All right. So, do you think that we are higher beings?
Controlling one singular body.
Yeah, out of a lot of the theories that you've read into, what do you think?
I think that we're like, I don't know about like a higher being because we're like here controlling a flesh suit in the first person. It's not like The Sims where you're up out and like, you know, in an observing third person kind of thing where you're watching this flesh suit do what you tell it to. Your first person view
Yeah.
of this suit, and you have direct control of the suit. So, and you clearly don't have control out of others. So it's not one being controlling multiple players. It's just one being controlling one suit in the first person.
Okay, so out of that, do NPCs spawn in when we get close to them, when we talk to them? Do you believe in the NPC thing? Are we just this single person here?
Well, I think we're just like, are you talking like, are we just like the single person? Like we're the only people that we're the only person that actually exists in this, and everybody else is an NPC, or is it just like?
I don't think that it necessarily matters whether you think that you yourself is the only one, or if you think that there are multiple people, but most people are NPC gray people.
I great people. Um, I don't know. I think that there are definitely like you've heard of like them be the main character in your own life thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like you are your main character whether you like it or not because your life, your existence is like the main character or the main protagonist or whatever in your storyline, and everybody else is just a side character to your life.
Yeah.
So I think, and you know, some people play more influential roles in your life than others do. So the people that are like constantly around, like your childhood friend that's still around even after you graduate high school, or like you, in my case, you know, we met in middle school and you're still here and I'm in college and, you know, we're older now. You're like you're a side character, but you're not like a, you know, a minor part side character where like...
Am I Preston Garvey?
No, because I think... No, because...
He's pretty prevalent.
Listen, if I had an...
Am I Paladin Dance?
Listen, if I had the option to have you as a companion, I would pick literally anybody else. All right? I would pick Zuko as my companion. All right? Let's just get that out of the way.
I don't know if I want to keep talking on this podcast. I think we're going to end it here, actually.
Your Paladin Dance, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Does that make you feel better?
Yeah, that makes me feel better.
Okay, but like, you know how you have the NPCs that are like in the settlements, they just say the same shit over and over. You see them like once and there's like a million of them.
Yeah.
That would be like the equivalent of somebody that you see once like at a gas station or a coffee shop and then you never see them again.
So are they NPCs or are they also their own main character?
You don't know, because you don't know if somebody actually exists outside of your own existence, because you can't like switch or know for sure if someone is like an NPC or not.
Now here's another thing. Do you think that everybody I guess to an extent is an NPC or a gray person? Because, and I'm saying this because everybody has moments that driving is very easily explained, but you know, you're driving, all of a sudden you're
you zone
home.
out. Yeah, you zone out.
You know, you zone out. In those instances, you're an NPC, right?
I don't know about that, because that's easily explained. Something that you do every day, your brain doesn't think that it's relevant enough information to store it.
We went grocery shopping. I don't remember half of it.
Okay,
I was an
but
NPC for half of it.
Okay, but
because it's just whatever was programmed in my head to do, I was automatically going through the motions.
Okay, but you say that, and then you also tell me that you don't remember anything before age 13. So you were an NPC until you were 13 years old.
I had a bad uncle.
You don't... Okay. Anyway, you don't know. And I don't think that you can actively switch between being like an NPC and a main character, because that doesn't happen. That doesn't really make any sense. Like, why would you like lose your sense of self and your self-identification or whatever for a few moments and then come back and be your main character again?
I can't explain it, Jamie. I'm just saying, like...
No, but I'm just saying, like...
You can... Okay, let's say... You said... taking it pretty far back here. You said that... you know, you're the main character. You're controlling this body. However, when you meditate, you can talk to your inner self who isn't controlling your body. So is that really your inner self, or is that the shadow that is observing? Like, are you the shadow that is observing, but you're experiencing everything that this flesh suit is experiencing? That's what I'm saying.
Well, obviously the flesh suit and the shadow
are experiencing the same thing.
They are experiencing the same thing. They are essentially the same thing. But when you look deeper into it, they are separate beings, because you have this person in here, your internal thoughts, whatever, and then you have the external part that you show to other people and that kind of thing. But I think when you're meditating, you're not just like talking to a deeper sense of yourself. You're talking to yourself, that inner person, in depth. Because when you're in those moments, you're not controlling the flesh suit, so you don't have to exert energy to control that flesh suit. You're rerouting all of your energy talking to your inner self, rather than splitting it 50-50 between your suit and your inner consciousness.